Alright, there we go. So the looping went mental there. I was not meaning for that to happen, but I guess the song just started really badly looping on that. So I apologize. I had to jump in there. I'm just setting a couple things up here and kind of getting things sort of ready. But just hold on a little tighter. We'll be with you guys in a second. Are you guys getting annoyed about the Malamart yet? I wonder what people hear when like the main chorus part comes up. What do you hear? Like people say let's get drunk. This is what people hear? With the baby voices, like people hear this. But if it's not that, this is what I hear. This is what I hear when the song plays. Like here, just listen. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it up a little. Now, listen to the chorus, like the baby voices. I hear this. I hear that. Alright. The mysteries of the Malamart. We'll be talking about sort of Malamart later on. Let's get just listen to, let's find a good mix of just Zelda music in general for this. Alright. I guess that will be what we're doing. Grandma. There we go. We'll actually calm down and do this properly. Just making sure that OBS is fine. That shall do it. We're gonna start in a minute here. I just want to keep it kind of. My voice is like the main thing for this one. But you know, I'll kind of keep the music in the background there. That looks good. Is the music supposed to, the music's supposed to be playing a little louder here. There we go. Put that up. There we go. I don't want to be silent. I just want the music to kind of play me in while I'm figuring things out here. Put up just a little bit louder. There we go. That's better. That's better. Couple more things. Sorry, I'll be with you guys in just a second. Okay, let's turn the music down just a tad because we're gonna get started as soon as I boot up Twitch here on my phone to keep an eye on counts. Alright, screw it. So, let's get to it. I'm gonna turn it down on my end. I'm gonna drop by. Aw. Alright, well, take care. Let's get to it then. So this is the Zelda tier list for the games. So what I've categorized them is good, great, or best, great, good, decent, and didn't play. Notice how there's not a bad list. It's Zelda. I'm not gonna be like, there's not a bad game in here. Really, honestly not. There are games that are not as good, which I'm gonna say is decent, because they still have quality in them. Like, I can't name a Zelda game in this list that I'm gonna say belongs in a bad category. So, but there are a couple I haven't played, so it's up to you on that one. So the didn't play ones, there'll be a couple that go in there. But other than that, like, there's no bad here. So, of course, this is just my opinion on it. We're gonna go through all the games. They're all randomized. So, you know, we'll get to it. Alright, let's get to it. Link to the Past from the SNES. Oh, hold on. We forgot 2 games on this list. I need to add quickly. Hold on. You just hold on a second, guys. Alright. There we go. Well, that's a little too big, but, you know, put that there. Good. Alright. Just need to really shorten this bad boy down. That's Link Faces of Evil. And also we need to add one more, because the CDI games are a thing, but nobody likes to acknowledge them for a reason. But that's okay, I'll acknowledge them. There we go. Look at these beautiful games. Oh, we don't want to flip it. Why did it flip? You know what? It just makes it better. It's flipped for no reason. Oh, there you go. It's flipped for no reason. Alright, these games suck. No, just kidding. So these are the CDI games. Of this all the CDI games, because they're beautiful, right? So I have to put these bad boy games because they're super good. They're, you know, King, he's like, I wonder what's for dinner, and you know, Link's like, of course not, or like, I just wonder what Ganon's up to. And you like it, these are really narrative driven games. Like, these are super serious. Like, Ganon is a threat to society. He takes this shitty island of Korodai and he's like, it's mine now. I'll make you the greatest in Korodai, or else you will die. Like, that's super serious threats. Like, my god. Like, we gotta put these games right up here. I don't care. They're the best of the game. The best of the best. I love Zelda CDI games. They are the best. Like, they're the best placed games. You know, the story is so narratively driven. You know what we need? We need a Zack Schneider cut of Link: The Faces of Evil and Wanda Gamelon. We need them. All right. Give these games 6 hours each. Like, they need 6-hour movies to go through all the convoluted fucking plots in this game. There's so much. Oh my god, like, I get so ramped up when people are like, oh, CDI is just for the YouTube poops. No, these games are the best of the best. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's actually be serious. Let's actually be serious here. Let's actually talk about actual games. Let's talk about Link to the Past from the Super Nintendo. It was actually one of my first 2D Zeldas that I played. I actually didn't play the original until after this, and we'll talk about the original later. But this is probably one of the more, like, the first deep Zelda games that I played, and it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna crank that bad boy right here. I think it's good, and it definitely doesn't deserve to be lower than good. I think the other thing, is there really anything holding it back? Like, I don't know, personal preference, it's really good. Like, Put it here. I've got a couple things I have to go through first. Alright. I'm gonna throw a couple of things around here. We don't want to talk about these right away. There we go. It's mushling around here. Let's talk about Four Swords Adventure. From the GameCube. I played it, but it was only because, like, I played it solo, and I wasn't really able to, like, you know, dive into it and, like, hold on, let me take a drink. This game sucked to actually set up, multiplayer-wise, because you needed, like, Game Boys, and you really couldn't use controllers for some stupid reason. But, like, to order to set up this game, you had to do, like, 4 Game Boys and different cables, and it was just a bit of a mess to set up, honestly. So, you know, it's good. I'm just gonna turn this down just a tad. Thank you. It's good. I don't hate it, but I don't know. It's just for the pain to set up. Like, this could really use a good remake. It's a fun game. I just think if the Nintendo was a remake of this game, it would be super sweet. Because you know, it's just a pain to set up, but it's a fun game. So what is this here? We got Link to the Past. Is it the Four Swords expansion? So like the Four Swords is basically like you get like a couple different like new levels and stuff, and you play like sort of like this. Oh, sorry. Oh god, I think I screwed things up. So you play it sort of like this. Oh, what happened? Oh shoot. You play it like sort of like this, but it's just an expansion to this. I'll put it here. I don't really remember that well either. I remember it being decent. Like, you get Link to the Past here, so it's like, oh, it should be up there. But it's like, I'm looking at the new content, and it's like, not bad. I don't know, it's not as good as this. Oh boy, big boy time. It's Majora's Mask. Do you see it there? So lately, I'm pretty sure you guys think that my Majora's Mask vibes are a little down. It's still an amazing game. It's the best, you know? Sure, it's got less dungeons, but it makes up for it in character and story design, and it's just, you know, one of the coolest... I don't know what to say. It's got less dungeons, but I don't care. Those dungeons are unique. They're fun to play. The characters, the side quests, the masks itself, it doesn't need to be big, but it was kind of really emotional in a way. The atmosphere, the environments were just fun to be in. Like, you know, you go from, oh, it's a little fun swamp, or healing the swamp, you know, here's the Deku Scrub. Then you go to being a Goron hero whose tribe has basically said, we don't think he's dead yet. Like, they don't know if he's dead yet, so they're still not mourning. And you gotta go save a mountain of Goron people. Then, in the ocean, you become Azora, who just literally died in front of you, and you have to keep his final wishes by healing their female singer and playing with their band, keeping the memory quote-unquote alive in Macau. And in the final land, you don't even become anything. You just deal with the dead in a canyon. So that's just awesome to me. Majora's Mask, the time management, the side quests, everything about Majora's Mask, love. Exactly. Alright, we got Oracle of Ages. I didn't play it until recently. It's tough, because Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, we're going to talk about them. I'm going to put Oracle of Ages... Oh, it's tough. Because I like the time mechanic, but it kind of it's decent. But I really like the weather mechanic a little better. In ooh, this is tough. Remember, decent doesn't mean that I think it's bad. This is a tough one. Holy shit. I'm gonna put it here in the good category. Because it's not a bad game at all, and the content here is really cool. I like the characters in this one. I think I like the characters in Oracle of Seasons a little bit more. As it plays as a Zelda game, it's pretty standard for the 2D Zeldas. That's even a good point too, is it plays pretty standard towards the Zelda standard category. Um, we'll talk about, we might have to move that later, but let's go over to, oh, Phantom Hourglass. Did not play, actually. Phantom Hourglass I did not play. I think if I were to just guess, it'd probably be in the decent category, maybe just because of the controls are kind of weird. I hear you play with a stylus. We're gonna also throw Spirit Tracks in there too. They'd probably be in the decent category. I don't know, maybe the stories are cool, maybe the mechanics are cool of it, but the DS stylus only thing kind of turns me off from it. I'm gonna keep it there. It's really good. I don't know, we'll see. You guys can tell me either in Twitch, you can give me whatever, Discord, whatever, YouTube comments, whatever you want to leave it on. Tell me how these games are. Should they fall in a decent category, or should they go higher? I don't think they'd fit in great, because I wasn't inclined to play them. But let me know if they would be in decent or in good. But I can't say nothing about that right now. Link Between Worlds. So it's technically a sequel to Link to the Past, right? You can quote unquote say that it's good, it's bad. I don't know. I think it's great. I think it deserves to be right in front of its older self. It's kind of like a direct sequel, but the mechanics, like the 2D going on the walls mechanic, is so cool. I like the rent system. The dungeons are fun. They really use the merging mechanics really well. It's the reason I bought a 3DS. Like, I bought the special 3DS with this game that has like the gold and black design. I love it. I still have it. Really fucking awesome. I might even put it over its brother. Alright. I'm gonna say Age is kind of middle of the run. And I'm gonna put Link to the Past is gonna go to the good category. I'm sorry. I think Link Between Worlds is a little bit more easier to play, but also just feels really enjoyable. Alright, Skyward Sword. Some might hate me for this. Most people would say, oh, this is the bad one. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good with limitations. I say that it's good with atmosphere. I like Zelda. Like, Zelda, this is probably my favorite Zelda in that game. Like, Princess Zelda, she's probably the coolest in that game. The environments are really cool. Some of the bosses are pretty cool, and even the motion controls aren't that bad. The only thing that really brings this experience down for me is really the Demise fight. Or Demise. The Imprison fight. Demise is pretty cool. The Imprison fights suck. They're slow. They don't really keep the tempo for me. I don't really like them. The Imprison fights. Fighting in the Imprison 3 times fucking sucks. Excuse me. I had to take a drink. Yep. But overall, Skyward Sword's not bad. It's just the Imprison fight. Some of the, like, baby hand holding gets a little annoying. But the dungeons are cool. Most of the bosses are pretty cool. I like Zelda as a character. I like Link as a character in this one. I like Girahim. He's a lot of fun. His battles, even though they're repetitive, like you fight him 3 times, I like Girahim as a boss battle. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag with Skyward Sword, but it's still really good. Alright, Link's Awakening. So when I was thinking about this one, I was like, do I count the remake as like a separate game? And I was like, no, the remake is not a separate game. It looks really good, but it's all technically the same game, so they're going to be considered on the same merit. Link's Awakening as its own is really cool of a game. It's probably my favorite of the 2D Zeldas, just for how much hardware was limited on the first Game Boy, and they still pulled it off really cool. The remakes are fun. The remake's fun. Maybe not worth the whole price, but I like it. I'm gonna put it in the great category. Honestly, I've got nothing wrong with Link's Awakening. It's a fine Zelda game with some really unique, like, style and character to it. You get, like, Mario themed stuff. You get Kirby as an enemy for no reason. And it still binds itself really well to a solo Zelda game. So, yeah, I like it. Okay, Oracle of Seasons. As I said, Oracle of Seasons goes in the good category because I played it. I liked it a little bit more. It was the first of the two that I played, and I think the characters are fun. I like General Onyx as the villain. The season changing is actually, I think, is a little more interactive than the Aegis stuff. They're both really good games, but I think Seasons takes it for me. All right, boys, Ocarina of Time. So, here's the thing with Ocarina of Time. It is a wonderful game. It's a wonderful game, but not as good as Majora's Mask. And I say that heavily hardly. Maybe I'm kind of rethinking my... Like, I'm rethinking if I really want to put it here. You know what? No. It has to go into the best. The reason for it, I was about to put it into the best, but I think Majora's Mask takes what works with Ocarina of Time, builds on it, and makes really cool dungeons and stuff. The soundtrack's great, but both soundtracks are great. I'm listening to one of the songs right now that I love. Both of these games are great. I'd still give the nudge to Majora's Mask because I think Majora's Mask is a little more creative and a little more atmospheric. So it's tough. I like both games. What is this music? Hold on, give me a sec, guys. Yeah, we'll keep it playing. That's good. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, Ocarina of Time's really good. I personally probably put it down here, but I'm gonna make some room for the greats because we got a couple that are gonna fall down there. So, Zelda 2. This is kind of like the controversy of this series. It's like, do we count this as a Zelda game? But honestly, it's unique enough. It's got some really cool style for like an NES game. You could say what you want that it's not this, but this is kind of on its own merit really cool. You know, it's got using the NES kind of well. So I'm gonna actually put the original in. Oh, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna put the original decent because when you compare it to the top of this list here, there's a lot more things going on here than was going on here. This is very cryptic hard. Like, it's not even like a favorable hard. It's just kind of there. Um, I like the original. I mean, the original started the series, yes, but we've grown a lot since here, right? When you look at like all of this where we've grown, even these two too. I can't say this enough. I'm not putting this game down. It's really cool. It might be in the lower section of the decent category too, just because of how rough it is to play now. But I don't know. It's not bad. I don't hate it. Wind Waker. Oh boy. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here. Wind Waker's got really good atmosphere. It's fun to swim in the ocean. The dungeons are fun designed. Link is a great character. All the characters in this game are a lot of fun to play with. It's a little too short though, but I really do enjoy it. So this is tough. Also, this is a very biased opinion. It's going into the best for two reasons, or a couple reasons. Everything I said previously, and it was my first Zelda game. This is where I started playing Zelda, actually. So this is a little biased, but Wind Waker probably needs to stay on the best, because it is my first. You don't forget your first. Ayy. Okay, I'm done. Alright, Triforce Heroes. I'm gonna put it on the decent. The 3-player mechanic was cool. The internet did not work though. The 3DS hardware limitations with internet connecting and stuff, not being able to voice chat, made this game very difficult to play without having external methods. So the online mode got a little messy. I don't think it's as bad as these guys. I think it's top tier. I think it's top tier of the decent games. I'd even put it low tier good, because there's some really cool dungeon themes, but some of it's kind of just basic, we kind of expect. And there's a couple, like, it's got like, you know, like loot based, like Destiny loot box crap going on there. Not a big fan of that kind of stuff. The cosmetics were kind of cool. I like how they did like special effects and stuff, but you know, moving on. Twilight Princess. I'm gonna ruffle some more feathers with this one. We're gonna put this bad boy right there. Um, Now actually, we're gonna put it. I'm gonna put it top tier great. The reason for it is I love the dungeons. I love like they tried to do the best to make it like sort of more real, and I loved. It was a good attempt. Honestly, not a good attempt, great attempt, and it does really well. The color palette of the game, like yeah, the game's atmospheric and dark, but it's also dark in color. It just doesn't like some areas just get too dark and it's not easy to see where you're going. But it is a by none, it's a really phenomenal game. I think that just the darkness, not like dark atmosphere, but dark color, texturing, and stuff, kind of ruins it a little bit at some points. But it's a phenomenal game, phenomenal bosses, phenomenal story. Side quests are a little light on this one for reasons, and it does get a little bit filler in a lot of parts, like the bug collecting and stuff like that. That gets a little filler, not for my taste. But I think it belongs there. It's high tier great, almost itches into the best. But this game already enters the best. It's Breath of the Wild. We were stunned by this game. I was stunned by this game. It, you know, performs well on the Switch, and it really proved what the Switch is capable of. It's a phenomenal game. I think if we could have got like dungeons, like proper dungeons, like the Divine Beasts were fine, but if we could have got like proper dungeons, this game probably would have been high tier. Maybe like push Ocarina of Time out of the way, but I don't think I would push Majora. I'm too big of a fan of Majora. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent. It's probably one of the best we played. Alright, Minish Cap. I'm gonna put this in. Gonna put it right here. That's a good listing. The thing is, I think it plays very well to standards. It's a very unique Zelda game. You play as like Link, but you also get to be as small as a Minish person, and you do like different sizes and different kind of dungeon ideas. It's just a really cool game. It's kind of like the underdog of the 2D Zeldas. Like obviously the overdogs are probably here, but like this is a pretty underdogged Zelda game. It's really good. A little too short on dungeons though, but it's good. I've got no problems with it, and it's actually really cool. I like the Minish Kappa, like just the whole idea of it. Ganon's not the main enemy in this one. That's kind of really cool. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair tier list there. But yeah, I think that's my tier list. So there's my top, and there's no bad ones. Even like the low points for me, like yeah, aren't bad. It's still a decent game. It's just that there's a lot of high tier quality Zelda games, and that just proves to you I didn't even put a bad list. If I had to put something in the bad list, it would obviously be the memes that we have going on right here. Those are just the meme games. Like, you know what? Let's just do this right now while I'm at it. I'll just get rid of those meme games for you guys. We don't talk about those, right? But let's, you know, appreciate how great this series is. Say what you want. Maybe you don't like the Zelda games. Fine, cool. But there's some really good content. Majora's Mask and its dark atmosphere, Ocarina of Time and its you know, iconic design. Like, it's iconic. It's probably, many people say it's the best. I agree with that. Wind Waker is beautiful in its ocean design. It took a risk that wasn't liked, but now it's growing a really big following, and thank God. This is my start to the series. Breath of the Wild took, you know, the Zelda series and drove it to something crazy. You know, like this was something brand new. You could explore anywhere you want. You could take this game however you want. That was a risk in Nintendo's hand. They could have made us another, I don't know, make us another one of these, or made us another these, right? But no, they took a risk and decided to, you know, open this game up, and thank goodness for them. Like seriously, thank you Nintendo for opening up Zelda to something brand new. Thank you. You know, look at Twilight Princess and its dark atmosphere, and you get the wolf transformations, good dungeons, Link Between Worlds, and merging is just that's the biggest thing in the game, and I love how they use it. Link's Awakening for its odd, you know, odd styles. This series is a phenomenal series. Even at its low points, where it's just good or if it's just decent, love the series through and through. Even the games I haven't played, I kind of regret not playing them. I'm like, I gotta give them a shot someday, and I will. But this is the tier list. We will be stopping by, or I'll just be doing a quick break, and we will be back in 5 minutes or so for the start of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Thank you guys for watching my tier list. I will see you guys in Ocarina of Time Randomizer in about 5 minutes. Unless you're YouTube, this is the end of the video. Go watch Ocarina of Time Part 2, or Day 2. I'll see you guys there.